Working with JJ's been amazing. He is every bit as brilliant as promised and amazingly involved. My favorite JJ story is I was on the phone with him and we were talking about a piece of casting when we were making the pilot. And we're arguing the pros and cons of somebody, and he's like, okay, Eric, hold on a minute, hold on. Okay, then you hear action, and then there's like a pause, and then he's like, cut. Okay, anyway, Eric, here's what I'm thinking. And they're like, whoa, hold on. I'm like, are you directing Star Trek right now? And he's like, yeah, I'm directing Star Trek right now. Whatever, it's important. We should talk about the casting. And so, like, the amount that he can multitask and be involved blows my mind. I mean, that guy is truly, truly amazing. And great ideas, too. Yeah, and that was the goal, Like, a lot of people were pitching me, coming off of Supernatural, like, here's a show about monsters, or here's a show about ghosts, and I said, I'm the last person you want to do that. Like, what story do I have left to tell about monsters or ghosts? I'm creatively bankrupt when it comes to that stuff now. Like, I've done it as much as I can. And so I wanted to do something really different. And so for me, it was really the opportunity. My other obsession, besides all the urban legends and stuff, is really like the Joseph Campbell hero structure and Star Wars and Lord of the Rings and the Odyssey and hell, Wizard of Oz. Just really great journeys. And a lot of that's in Supernatural, actually. But I wanted to just sort of do the purest version of it. Like the joke is like, I love Arby's, and so I just needed to gorge myself and eat 45 Arby's sandwiches and just get it out of my system. I just had to dive into the Joseph Campbell thing and get as deep into it as I can. And so just to do a purely epic show. And so then it was just about creating what's a magical kingdom no one's seen before. And people have seen Middle-earth, and people have seen the sword and sorcery thing, and I wanted swords, but I wanted to combine it with sort of my love of Americana, and so that's where I sort of arrived at this idea of like creating this new American landscape that was totally transformed, and then we got to what transformed it, and then of course this blackout, and which was great, and that was working with JJ about that, because the show's got such a great what if. Everyone's so over-reliant on technology, and everyone wonders what life would be like without it. And so if we sort of pull that rug out from under everyone, it really does. It transforms the world, and it transforms a world that, my intention for the show is that it's very hopeful and romantic and fun, and like you want to live in that world like you want to live in Star Wars or Lord of the Rings. Well, the rule is specifically if it runs on electricity or if it has to be produced by machinery that runs on electricity. So the rule in the show is no electricity, no sparks, no circuitry. So that also means no spark plugs, and that means like you can't refine diesel fuel easily. So even diesel engines can't run. So once you start doing the math of what happens if you just start with no electricity, it really is this amazing cascade of everything that would go wrong. Like there can't be any steamships, not because there weren't steamships, because there were, but we've decommissioned, destroyed, and put them all in museums, and we'd have to build them from scratch, and the amount of effort it would take to build them without any type of welding or machinery is all but impossible. So the rule is no electricity, and then everything comes out of that. Slowly. I'm not a quick, enough to have a show, but it's interesting. It's like my sensibilities and Bad Robot sensibilities, we find a really good place in the middle that, I like a lot of forward momentum. I like really getting to the answers. I like a very sort of, that kind of red-blooded tone that Supernatural had, but they're the best in the world at teasing out a good mystery. And so we're finding that balance between the both of it, and I think the sum of the parts are bigger than, I think the sum of the whole is bigger than the parts. So it's exciting. I do, yeah. I mean, it's like I'm so proud of what Sarah did, and I'm really excited for what Jeremy's honestly, it's like watching my child go off to college. Like, I don't really have that much control over it anymore, but I'm really proud of him. Yeah, well, thank you very much. It's so good to see you.